Apple's entry-level strategy for the iPhone 17e sounds impressive at first, but once you look closely, the excitement starts to fade. Reports say the dynamic island is finally coming to the cheaper iPhones. It looks modern, it makes the phone appear like a flagship, and it gives Apple a unified design across the entire lineup. But beyond that cosmetic upgrade, Apple is still cutting corners exactly where users actually care. The 17th will reportedly keep the same 60 Hz 6.1-inch OLED panel used in older models like the iPhone 15 and 16. Apple continues to refuse 120 Hz ProMotion on its cheaper devices, even though nearly every Android phone in the same price range offers it. The leaks get even more unusual when the conversation shifts to AI. Apple wants the iPhone 17e to seem smart, but instead of building a stronger Siri on its own terms, the company is reportedly turning to Google for help. According to sources mentioned in the second script, Apple and Google are finalizing a deal that could cost Apple roughly $1 billion annually. After years of competition and marketing about privacy, Apple is now preparing to borrow Google's Gemini AI to make Siri useful. This raises a bigger question. If Siri becomes intelligent only with Google's help, what has Apple been doing all this time? The iPhone 17e is expected to be the testing ground for Apple Intelligence, a place where Apple can quietly experiment before pushing the features to more expensive models. The idea sounds great from Apple's perspective, but customers buying this device are basically paying to be beta testers. Siri would lean on Google's AI for complex questions, planning, writing assistance, and real conversational understanding. Apple will still brand it as its own intelligence feature, but underneath the surface, the heavy lifting could be done by Google. The phone will likely ship with the A19 chip, fewer GPU cores than the flagships, a colorful design, and that dynamic island that Apple now treats as a selling point for cheaper models. It is designed to look premium while staying intentionally limited. The hardware won't match competitors, the refresh rate stays outdated, and many upgrades rely more on marketing than meaningful performance. Apple knows the average buyer will see the cutout at the top of the screen and assume it's advanced, even though the experience underneath doesn't match the appearance. Reports suggest a 2026 release with pricing in Apple's lower tier. The iPhone 17e isn't shaping up to be a breakthrough device. It looks like a polished entry model with a modern face and old habits. If the biggest upgrade is a dynamic island and borrowed Google intelligence, then Apple isn't pushing innovation. It's protecting its flagship profits while pretending the budget lineup is evolving.